Morning from Oldenburg Vineyards. It's early May, and winter's definitely come early. It's pretty chilly this morning, but I think what would be really good is just to run around the farm and show you what we're up to. There's plenty going on, and this time of year is between seasons. We finished our harvest in March, and pruning is going to be late July. So there's a couple of months where there's a lot of not necessarily catch-up work, but just stuff to do, and I'll show you what we're up to. But while we're here, I just actually found just one of these rocks the other day, and it's just amazing this color that we get in some of these rocks. This is this sort of iron infusion that creates the sort of welds together the coffee clip, but it's just absolutely amazing. But yeah, everyone's busy on the farm. Let's cruise around and see what everyone's up to. I just wanted to show you the cover crop coming up. This was sown about 10 days ago, and you know, perfect conditions. There's been quite a lot of rain, and this stuff's just growing like a bomb. We've got 8 rows. It's sown, as we've shown before, we don't break the soil. We just slightly open the earth up, and then seed, a little bit of chicken manure pellet, close it with a wheel. So we're not ploughing and we're not releasing carbon here, and that's the secret to one of the secrets to soil health, according to Christo. But this whole farm in the next few days is just going to go completely turquoise green. It's really, really pretty. Let's just jump out. Yeah, I'm just found Christo in the vineyards where he tends to hang out. I just realised, Christo, it's 2 years since you started at Oldenburg. Yeah. So, you know, what's not your first impressions now, but what do you think after 2 years?
Yes, Adrian, I think I'm just enjoying every day, and yeah, I just felt in love with this special place. Just this different terroir, different aspect, different soil of Ronekop, the Aten soils you get down. Yeah, it's just such a special place, and it just gives me this goosebumps just talking about it. So yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, it is always different here. It's you know, every morning is a morning like this is superb.
Yeah, and especially with the sun coming up with this morning, you can see as well we were still in the shade, and this is making Ronekop so special. The other farms was in the sunlight and we were still sitting in the shade, and now the sun is coming up. So yeah, it's just the front side of Ronekop, the back side of Ronekop. Yeah, it's just such a special place. So yeah.
Yeah, we're looking at the some of the new plantings. So we're looking at that new Chardonnay block the 2 new Chardonnay blocks you're putting in, and they're sort of more easterly facing, aren't they?
Yes, I think that one block is going to be on the most colder slope, the one, and the most windy area as well, that Eshula. So I'm very, very going to be fond of that one. I think it's really going to be a special wine coming out there, and especially on all the other Chardonnays, and that's what makes it so special, because the other side, that cool windy area, we get to the rockier area. We have Chardonnay that's on a gear, that's more on a little bit of warmer slope, a bit more vigorous growth there. Yeah, it's just on this small area, just such special soils to work with.
Well, I'll leave you to it, and we'll catch you later on. Enjoy your day.
Thank you very much.
Just wanted to stop here. This is a new block that we planted last winter, but it's Syrah, and it's Eshula, or stock by Polki. So each vine has its own pole, and that's because we are right on the south side of Ronekop. So this is the coldest site and the windiest site. It gets absolutely hammered by the wind. But it's high density because the soil's got that fertility, and you know, this is a really exciting project. So we won't get another crop. I won't get a crop off that for a couple of years now, but it just looks amazing. This is classic about Rondekop. We're just about to get the the sun breaking through the mountain there, and this is what happens all year long. We get this as the sun rises, as it's sort of summer, it rises over there, and then winter rises over there. But this mountain's always in the way, and it sort of means that we have a later start to the day. It sort of plays into that sort of deep diurnal temperature that we have. But I'm standing next to a new block. This has never been planted. Nick and Christo found this block. I think their criteria for the block was a steep and most difficult block to farm. So they've got it, and decided that actually the real rationale was that they uncovered some soil that they thought was really, really special. So we've done the prep of the block. It's got some cover crop on now, and we're going to put Chardonnay on here. It's on the eastern side of Rondekop, and it's got a lot of wind, so it'll be another Eschala block to deal with that wind. But it'll be adjoined by a block where we've replanted them. We're just replanting the Merlot. That's going to be Chardonnay. And as we go all around Rondekop, we actually have 8 blocks of Chardonnay that have all different soil types, all different aspects, different trellising, and they are going to be the components of our Chardonnays in the future, or some of them obviously already in production. But it's a great site. It is a difficult site because it's steep, and when we have these stock by Polke vineyards, a lot of the work is done by hand because you can't get a tractor in there. But this is amazing. I mean, the sun's coming up. It's pretty crisp and cold, but it's absolutely stunning. So we're just standing in the Merlot block at the bottom of Rondekop, and I just want to point out what we are doing over this winter. These 2 blocks here, the far block used to be some Chardonnay, but even though we've got we put in drainage, it's just a little bit vigorous, and for us doesn't provide the quality. We actually never bottled it. So we've taken it out, and as also part of our leaf roll virus management project, or Generation 3 as we call it, and that's going to be planted into pecan nuts. And the same with this block, which is where the Chenin was. We're going to put pecan nuts in half the block, and then the top half of the block, and the block right at the top of the riverlands, as we call them, will be Chenin Blanc, bush vine, wide spacing. It's just going to be tough love for Chenin, which is sort of what it likes. So it's going to be, we know that Chenin works brilliantly down here, and the previous block at the top of the farm was Chardonnay. So it'll all be Chenin. It's a project for the future, but it's going to be planted this winter. And then next to me we have the bottom of this new Chardonnay block. There'll be a new Cabernet Franc block, and we'll be planting our last block of Cabernet Sauvignon on this sort of green patch right in the middle of the farm. So lots of new plantings, but we also have these vineyards that are there's quite a number of vineyards now that are approaching 20 years old. So we're starting to get some age on the existing vineyards, and this whole Generation 3 project of managing this leaf roll virus problem is starting. We're starting to come out the other end of it with the new plantings, and then the plantings this winter they're a few years away. But it's busy times in the vineyards. But by the end of winter, we're going to have pretty much everything planted. Fantastic.